I just want to say we're so passionate about classic movies. We're going to expand the conversation.
You can see the passion that's in this room.
It's thrilling to the core.
Put a new spin on some vintage films.
It's classic movies and more.
Hi, I'm Ron Madaska, and I'm joined by
Robert Madaska III.
All right, and we're here for Classic Movies and More for Svengoolie. I'll say that one more time. Svengoolie 2017. All right, our preview for what's going to be on. Again, we'll get to some of the movies. It's going to be 5 weeks in September. Real quick, I'll go through. Monster on Campus, The Medusa against the Son of Hercules. It Came from Outer Space. Frankenstein and the Wolfman. All right, so that's the lineup from September 2nd straight through September 30th. We'll get to that, and then we'll preview October's coming up, Halloween. All right, we're a little disheveled, very much like the Wolfman would be, right? Who did the makeup for the Wolfman?
Jack Pierce.
All right, genius Jack Pierce, and a genius next to me, okay? All right, so on September 2nd, Monster on Campus, 1958. The blood of a primitive fish exposed to gamma rays causes a benign research professor to regress to ape-like, bloodthirsty, prehistoric hominid, Alice. I'm an apple, Alice. Directed by Jack Arnold. Easy over there. Okay, stars. Arthur Franz, who was in Abbott Costello Meet the Wolfman, a bunch of different things. Joanna Moore, Judson Pratt, Nancy Walters, Troy Donahue, the star. Phil Harvey. Harvey's a lovely name. It's Ralph Cramden week, I think. All right. And then Alexander Lockwood, 1958. All right. We saw this. All right. Actually, you were sleeping. I saw some of this. Definite B movie. Definite going out and seeing it in a outdoor theater. Okay. You haven't seen a movie outside, have you?
Yeah.
Where?
Not a horror movie.
What movie did you see?
I saw a few, and they were all like home. What was it? Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Oh, so like kid movies and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Okay. All right.
Because I was younger.
All right. You were younger as opposed to the very aged person you are now, right? Ow! Stop. It hurts. All right. Monster on Campus, 1958. And again, that's September 2nd. September 9th, The Medusa against the Son of Hercules. 1963. On IMDb, it's called Perseus against the Monsters. Synopsis is, a warrior does battle against the evil Medusa, her army of stone warriors, and a monstrous dragon. That's actually a misnomer. The stone warriors help Perseus. So it's a couple of titles. It was made in Italy. Director Alberto Del Martino. I won't even go into the writers. Richard Harrison stars, Anna Ranelli, Arturo Dominici, Leo Ancharzes, and Antonio Molino Rojo. I had him for dinner. He was good. All right. So 1963. I saw this one.
I saw it.
Absolute one of those bad good movies. What a mess. An absolute mess. It was pretty much of a mess. Also, I forgot to mention, Svengoolie now is no longer on 10 p.m. Eastern time. What time is he on?
8.
He's on 8 o'clock prime time. All right, he's on prime time. He's the big bucks now, so he's moving on up. Probably because of us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so. All right, so that's Perseus against the Monsters. On the 9th. Stop! September 16th, It Came from Outer Space. It Came from Outer Space. September 16th. Stop! All right. 1953. A spaceship from another world crashes in the Arizona desert, and only an amateur stargazer and schoolteacher suspect the influence of the local townspeople when they begin to act strangely. Director Jack Arnold. Stars a bunch of people we know. Richard Carlson, Barbara Rush, Charles Drake, Russell Johnston, all right, from Gilligan's Island, the professor. Again, this has been on recently. It was on about a year ago or so we reviewed this already. So really, anything more to mention or so?
No.
The only thing I would say is it's also in 3D. 3D Archives has a copy. They've just restored it in 3D recently. Our buddy, Mr. Bob Furmanek. So if you get a chance, if you have a 3D TV, check that out. It was pretty good, right?
Yeah.
You love the audio in the 3D mix, right? It was a little scary, huh? A little scary. Audio, again, extremely important. 3D Archives has a 3D version of It Came From Outer Space, 1953, and that's on Svengoolie on the 16th. On the 23rd and the 30th, two movies I could see in my sleep, and we know forever. December 23rd, Frankenstein, 1931, okay, starring Boris Karloff, James Whale director, Universal, all right, our Universal horror, Colin Clive, Mae Clark, John Bowles. John Bowles actually was a singer, believe it or not. He plays a singing cowboy in a movie, I think a year earlier. If you get a chance, check that out. It was on TCM not too long ago, maybe 6 months or so ago. So, the classic of all classics, the greatest makeup of all time. Your thoughts on Frankenstein?
It's gonna be fun to watch again.
It always is, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, and again, get people together. That's one of the movies you watch because it's one of the eternal films ever. Karloff's Frankenstein is the greatest of all time, and probably the most recognizable monster ever. Am I right?
Yeah.
Do your friends know Frankenstein, the monster, what he looks like?
Kenan does.
Okay,
A little bit.
so the one guy. So the other guy's not really sure what they don't know what Frankenstein looks like?
Andrew does.
They-
Andrew B.
They know what Frankenstein looks like?
Yeah, Andrew R doesn't.
No, he doesn't know?
He never watches it.
All right, he don't watch that. All right. Frankenstein, 1931. That's September 23rd. September 30th. The Wolfman, my favorite movie of all time. Lon Chaney Jr., Evelyn Ankers, Claude Rains, Ralph Bellamy, Warren William, goes on, and Patrick Knowles, all right? The Wolfman, I think the greatest story of all time, probably the second greatest makeup of all time with the Wolfman makeup, all right? And again, who did both makeups?
Jack Pierce.
Genius, absolute underrated genius. There's a couple of bios on him on YouTube. If you get a chance, check those out. Can you imagine in your career you make two, not just iconic, beyond iconic, horror makeups that are eternal? That's like a dream. That's impossible. No one could ever do that again, ever. Right? All right. I know you like the Wolfman.
Yeah.
Okay. We're big fans. So the 23rd and 30th, definitely have people over. Do a Universal horror party. Bite people. All right. Not me. All right. Frankenstein and the Wolfman. Again, quick synopsis to go through on the 2nd. Stop. Monster on Campus. The 9th, the Medusa against the Son of Hercules. The 16th, It Came From Outer Space. The 23rd, Frankenstein. And the 30th, The Wolfman. Any last thoughts?
No.
All right. He's not thinking anything. I'm not thinking anything. We're going to go comb our hair, apparently, because Jack Pierce is not around here. He can't do that for us. So, for Ron Madaska, this has been
Robert Madaska III.
Classic Movies and More, Svengoolie Preview 2017, September. Next month, October, we're going to have some special treats, special features, so be ready. I'm pointing today. Be ready.